All right, today we're diving into one of those fundamental English grammar rules that, let's be honest, trips up pretty much everyone at some point. I'm talking about subject-verb agreement.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a classic puzzle. Look at this sentence. The coach and captain of the team, should it be has or have arrived? Do you need a singular verb, has, or a plural one, have? Stick around, because by the end of this explainer, you're going to know the answer, no problem at all.
So what is subject-verb agreement, really? At its heart, it's super simple. Singular subjects get singular verbs, and plural subjects get plural verbs. The trick, though, the real challenge, is figuring out what the subject is and whether it's singular or plural.
And yeah, it seems really easy when you look at it like this, right? The book was interesting. The books were interesting. No big deal. But sentences get way more complicated than that. And that's exactly where a little secret weapon comes in super handy. And that little trick, that secret weapon, we're going to call it the jumping S rule. And trust me, this is a total game changer. It solves like 80% of the problems you run into.
So here's the deal with the jumping S. In the present tense, think of the letter S as having a choice. It can land on the noun, which makes it plural, or it can land on the verb, which makes it singular. But it almost never lands on both at the same time. It's like it jumps from one to the other.
And this illustrates it perfectly. Check it out. With a singular subject, the girl sings. The S is on the verb. Now what if we have more than one girl? The girls sing. Boom. The S jumped from the verb, sings, right over to the noun, girls. That's the whole idea right there. Okay, so now that you've got that basic rule down, let's dive into the fun stuff. The tricky subjects. We're talking about things like compound subjects, collective nouns, all that good stuff.
First up, we've got the and rule. This one's pretty straightforward. When you join two subjects together with the word and, they almost always team up to become a plural subject. So, my friend and I, that's two of us, so we are going. But, and you knew there was going to be a but, right? There's a cool exception. Sometimes two nouns joined by and actually represent a single idea or a single unit. Think about bread and butter or idli and sambar. We think of them as one thing, so we treat it as singular. Bread and butter is a common breakfast.
Okay, time to solve that puzzle from the beginning. It all comes down to a tiny little word, the. If you say the coach and captain, you're talking about one person who holds both titles. So the coach and captain has arrived. But if you say the coach and the captain, that repeated the tells you it's two different people, and so they have arrived. See? Simple when you know the trick. All right, this table here is your go-to cheat sheet for some of these other tricky subjects. And there's actually a pattern if you look closely. Collective nouns like team, they're treated as one single unit. Indefinite pronouns like everyone, again, a single group. Uncountable nouns like information, you can't count it, so it's treated as a single mass. They all take a singular verb. Now, the one oddball here is nouns that come in pairs, like trousers or scissors. We always think of them as plural, so they get a plural verb. The trousers are looking good.
Okay, so what happens when your subjects are connected by words like either or neither nor? Well, for this puzzle, English has a really simple and kind of elegant solution. It's called the rule of proximity. And the rule is exactly what it sounds like. It's all about what's close. The verb just has to agree with whatever subject is physically closest to it in the sentence. That's it. Let's see how it works.
So in this sentence, neither the shoes nor the bag matches the dress. Which word is right next to the verb? It's bag, which is singular. So the verb has to be singular too, matches.
But watch what happens if we just flip them around. Neither the bag nor the shoes. Now the closest subject to the verb is shoes, which is plural. So the verb has to become plural to match it. Match. It really is all about proximity. Okay, you've soaked up a lot of rules. I think it's time to put your new skills to the test, don't you? Let's do a quick quiz to make sure all this stuff is really sinking in. First one up, the team of scientists. Is it research or researches? Take a second and really think about what the true subject of the sentence is. And the answer is researches. Why? Because the real subject isn't scientists. The subject is the singular word team. That whole part of scientists is just extra info describing the team. The team researches. Simple as that. All right. Next question. Each of the players, should it be
has been or have been given a prize. That little word each is the key here. Does it make a difference? Yes, it absolutely does. The correct answer is has been. And here's why. Words like each, every, or either are always singular. They force you to think about the members of a group one by one, so the subject becomes singular. So after all that, you might be asking, why does this even matter? Well, mastering subject-verb agreement is so much more than just a way to pass grammar tests like the PTE or IELTS. It's really about being able to communicate with clarity, precision, and a whole lot of confidence. Honestly, this is the #1 grammar rule that once you really get it, will instantly make your writing and speaking sound more polished. It boosts your credibility whether you're writing a formal essay or just chatting with friends. So let's just recap the big takeaways, all right? First, remember that jumping S, it's either on the noun or the verb. Second, for either or, just use the rule of proximity. The verb agrees with whatever's closest. And finally, always, always be on the lookout for those tricky subjects and find the true subject of your sentence. Getting this right just makes everything you say and write so much clearer. Look, getting this right is like unlocking a grammar superpower. It's a huge step from any English learner. So what other confusing grammar rule should we break down for you next? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.